Welcome, aspiring filmmakers of the new Hollywood generation. My name is Orlando Delbert. This is Hollywood Unapologetic. Today I want to speak about filmmaking essentials, film distribution, your audience determines your distribution, and the new Hollywood generation. If you haven't watched Filmmaking Essentials, Film Distribution Basics, Distribution Strategy, and the new Hollywood generation, I'll have a link at the end of this episode for you to check out. The previous episodes in this series on film distribution, we discussed filmmaking basics and having a distribution strategy, digital rights, and film distributors as digital rights managers. If you haven't watched these 3 episodes, I suggest you do after this episode. All of those details we discussed should be considered and planned for early during your project's development stage. Often overlooked is how your target audience should determine how your film is distributed. I purposely didn't include what we're about to touch upon in the distribution strategy episode simply because most of you watching this are already in the production process and not looking into distribution options now. Like most independent filmmakers, we produce our film and find a distributor. The distributor tries to find exhibitors, which in turn attempt to find an audience. This has been the traditional way most independent films get released. For many independent productions, it becomes an uphill battle to find the right audience if the battle itself hasn't already been lost. For me and my more successful filmmaking colleagues, we define our target audience first. This determines everything else. Think about it. If we know whom our target audience is, we know how the film should be written, shot, and edited. We know the desired mood progressions and impacts intended. We know where and how the target audience watches their films. We can then build a distribution strategy aimed directly to that audience. And then we know how the film should be distributed, budgets, and how we build our timelines. All of this should be worked out before developing the project's initial treatment, before the script is ever written. The whole "I'll build it and they will come" mindset is short-sighted and insulting to your audience. We should not presume to know how our audience is thinking about a given topic, nor should we expect our audience wants us to think for them. This should be a collaborative effort between your audience and you from day one. Questions you need answered. Who is your intended audience? What is the benefit of your message to your intended audience? What is the desired end result you want from your intended audience? What delivery medium is the best to target your intended audience? And maybe the most important question needing answering during this process, will the audience listen? The answer to these 5 questions should determine your delivery system to your target audience, and they have to be specific, not all broad. Narrow down the answers as much as you can. What's very important for you to know at this stage, for your film to ever be considered by any distributor, they look at how to best maximize any and all possible revenue streams across multiple platforms. This becomes their one and only goal. As a filmmaker, you have to be clear on what your delivery options and what the markets are when you speak to a film distributor. You have to be clear on what your distributor's strategy is and the specifics on your film's digital rights across each digital platform would be. You have to be clear on the specifics of the marketing campaign, how much lead time they need, costs, and the coordinated efforts across the various digital platforms. One of the things mentioned throughout this series, Hollywood is about making money. What that truly means, you and I are of little significance to the bean counters and check signers unless we're able to produce something that can be monetized in their best interest, not ours. This is certainly true in the distribution side because billions of dollars every year come directly from distribution. Many creative artisans don't fully understand or open to that line of thinking. This only hinders his or her chances of success, unfortunately, when it comes to deal making and negotiating. So many filmmakers get burned once they're looking for distribution options because they don't always fully understand what they are signing off on. These details can be somewhat confusing or even daunting for some. Believe me, I get it. By this point, you should have an experienced entertainment attorney representing your deal. An experienced entertainment attorney's job is to be your advocate. You want someone who is able to negotiate, or better said, improve a distributor's offer. Getting an entertainment attorney on board ensures you and everyone involved gets the best deal while protecting your project legally and financially. As members of the new Hollywood generation, we're all in it together. Be safe, be smart, and don't forget to be great. More on success in filmmaking, success in life can be found in Pollyanna's Tear-Soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, Survival Guide Against the Cynicism and Hypocritical. I'm going to add a link at the very end to this episode, Filmmaking Essentials, Film Distribution Basics, Distribution Strategy, and the new Hollywood generation. Go check it out. Are you ready for the challenge?